In this class, we are going to solve another other examples of function of function. So if you haven't watched my first class, my other classes are other examples on this topic, function of a function, where I started this topic. Check my channel and you'll see the video, just the video that precedes this. So before we go, in case you're not familiar with differentiation of trigonometry, so we'll briefly talk about what is the derivative of cos x or the derivative of sin x. So the basic differentiation of trigonometry, if y equals to cos x, then the y dx equals minus sin x. So if y equals to sin x, so then the y dx will be equals to what? Cos x. So it's just interchange them. So if y equals sin x, the y dx equals to cos x. If y is equals to cos x, the y dx is equals to minus sin x. I want you to keep this at the back end because we're going to use it here. So, but in this case, we have function of another function. So it's not just ordinary cos x, it's cos x squared. It's not just ordinary sin x, it's sin 5x raised to the power 3 plus 1. So how do you differentiate this? You use function of a function rule. Have here now. Remember the function of a function, rule of function of a function, that the y dx is equals to the y du times the u dx. From here now, if y, so that means if y equals cos x squared, y equals cos x squared. So from here, using the function of a function, we call it chain rule. So it's what we call, another name for it is chain rule of function of a function. So if y equals cos x squared, so implies that you're going to say if y equals cos x squared, then we say let u be equals to what? X squared. X squared. Let u be equals to x squared. So if u is equals to x squared, that implies that y, so it implies that y will be equals to what? Cos u. Y will be equals to what? Cos u. So if u is equals to x squared, y will be equals to cos u. So from here now, from our formula, to find out the y dx, first we'll find the y du, and then find the du dx, then multiply the two together. So from here now, the y du is equals to, so differentiate y with respect to u. So the derivative of cos u, since we know that the derivative of cos x is equals to minus sin x, so that means the derivative of cos u will be equals to what? Minus sin u. That's the y du. The u dx will be equals to, so differentiate this u with respect to x, bring 2 here, 2x raised to the power 2 minus 1, and that will be equals to what? 2x. So from here, now that means the y du is sin u minus sin u, the u dx is what? 2x. So from here now we know that the y dx means we're going to multiply these two, minus sin u times 2x, minus sin u times 2x, which is going to be equal to minus 2x sin u. So but remember, our u is equals to what? X squared. So you insert that back. So that means implies the y dx will be equals to minus 2x sine, since our u is equals to x squared, so you put that sine x squared. So that's the derivative of that. So let's quickly solve that for the second question. Y equals to what? 5x raised to the power 3 plus 1. So sine 5x raised to the power 3 plus 1. So from what we have here now, we know that if we want to find the y dx of this, we use function chain rule. The y dx equals to the y du times the u dx. So from here now, if y is equals to, we'll say let u be equals to what? 5x raised to the power 3 plus 1. So that implies that y will be equals to what? U sine u. Just put this u there. So then from here, we'll find the y du. That is, you differentiate this y with respect to u. So we know that derivative of sine x since d dx of sine x equals to what? Cos x. Since the derivative of sine x equals to cos x, that implies the derivative of sine u because to what? Cos u. So that means the y du equals to cos u. So from what we have here, the y du is equals to cos u, then we find the u dx. The u dx will be equals to, differentiate u with respect to x. 3 times 5, that's what? 15. X raised to the power 3 minus 1. Plus the derivative of 1 is what? 0. So that will be equals to 15 x raised to the power 3 minus 1, 15x squared. So that means the u dx equals to x squared. So from here now, that means our dy dx, that is, we're now going to multiply the y dv times the u dx, will be equals to cos u times 15x squared. Cos u times 15x squared. So which should be equals to 15x squared cos u. 15x squared cos u. But don't forget that our u is equals to what? 5x raised to the power 3 plus 1. So you plug that back into your solution. Plug that. Lies the y dx. The y dx will be equals to 15x squared cos u. But what's our u? Cos 5x raised to the power 3 plus 1. That is the derivative of sine 5x raised to the power 3 plus 1. I'll see you in the next tutorial.